Here's Navarro on the run. Navarro's going to keep it. Navarro for 6. Touchdown, Bobcat.
I can feel I had a hard time staying in my own lane.
Oh, my goodness.
Brett Murdoch, pick 6. Harvath inside the 30, the 20. Blake Harvath will score.
And Mendoza takes a big hit. He never saw it coming. Trey White got in there.
There's his man, Rucker. And nobody's going to catch him. Goodbye.
Intercepted.
Tyree Skipper. Touchdown.
Back.
Telly again. Why not? A step forward and make it 2 for Telly.
Quarterback keeper. Showing off the speed. Steps on the gas. Untouched.
The G5 Hive. All G5 all the time.
Welcome to the G5 Hive Live, where we bring you all the G5 college football coverage you love each and every week. Guys, last week we had our first episode to kick off the 2025 college football season. We covered our conference winners, dark horses, and of course our G5 representative for the 2025 playoffs. But this week will be the first week that we get to preview games. Week 0 is upon us, baby. Woo! If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're watching us on X, give us a follow, like, or retweet. If you're listening to us in podcast form, please rate and review. I am Luke. I'm joined by my co-host, Justice. And tonight, we will cover the Hero Sports G5 Top 25 poll, our top 5. The biggest differences. What did we have too high? What did they have too high? We bring you up to speed on news around the G5. There was a lot of quarterbacks news getting started, being out there, and then injuries. And, of course, we set you guys up for success with our Week 0 previews. Justice, let's buckle up and dive right into things. And let's start with our Hero Sports G5 Top 25 poll. So that was my quick rant there. So let's get right on to our Week 0 preview G5 games. We got Idaho State at UNLV, 4 p.m. Eastern. There's no line here. There's no set. But it's going to be UNLV, right? I mean, we're going to see Calandria probably start, would be my guess. I think we're going to see Alex Orji. I think the narrative that just comes out of this game is UNLV is going to look pretty good, and I think the main narrative will be who is QB1, because I think based off their opponent, they'll both do all right.
I wonder if we see them both, right? Like, I mean, given the opponent, like we see both Alex Orji and Anthony Calandria, and
yeah. So I think Calandria goes out first. I think Orji comes in. I think there's packages, but yeah, I think it might be a first half or second half type thing. But yeah, I think that'll be the thing that comes away from UNLV. I mean, I was just gonna say, like, it's a good warm up, right? It'll be a good litmus test to see how this team is going to play, and maybe we adjust our expectations, right? Maybe when we submit our poll for week 1 or after week 1, we adjust, and maybe we will rank UNLV higher. Maybe other folks will rank them lower. It'll be a good litmus test to kind of see maybe in terms of what we should expect from UNLV here in 2025. I fully expect all the people to come out of the woodshed and say, I told you, they're 1-0, told you so. I don't know why you have them so low. That's what it'll be. Let's get right into our G5 versus P4 matchups. We've got Fresno State at Kansas, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Kansas is a 12-point favorite with an over-under of 50.5. And then you got Stanford going to Hawaii. Hawaii is favored by 2.5 points, over under 52.5.
Is it Kansas or is it Kansas State? Do I have the graphic wrong?
It's definitely Kansas, because Kansas State is playing Iowa State in Germany. So
I had the graphic wrong. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know why I put Kansas State on the graphic and not Kansas, but mistakes happen. We're all human.
So I think Kansas beats Fresno State. I think they probably win by more than 12. So I would pick Kansas to cover. But I think I would probably go under the 50.5 because I feel like Fresno State's going to try to run the ball. And I just don't know how Jalen Daniels' back is. Kind of once you have a back, I mean, we've seen it with Matthew Stafford in the NFL. Once you have a back problem, it doesn't really just get better. So once he starts taking some hits, I think I would take that under of 50.5. What about you, Justice?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair, to your point. I think, Fresno State, I think all Fresno State games are going to be low-scoring affairs, so that's kind of the game that they want to play in terms of, control the ball, control the clock, run the ball, play solid defense. I don't think Kansas is going to feel the need to kind of show their hand here in week 0. So, yeah, I think, if you ask me to pick a bet, definitely I'd take the under on the 50.5. It wouldn't shock me if Fresno State keeps it closer than the 12, just because I think, I think just the game script, the way they're both going to play would kind of lend itself to being a potentially close game. So yeah, I would agree with you. I'd take if I had to pick something, I'm going to take the under in the Fresno State Kansas game. But I'm really excited to see Bryson Donaldson. I think we both expect big things out of Bryson Donaldson this year. Kind of have a huge breakout season there for the Bulldogs. So kind of excited to see what he can do against the Jayhawks there in week 0.
And then we got Stanford going to Hawaii. Hawaii, that favorite by 2.5, over under 52.5. I think you take the points for Hawaii. I think they win by more than a field goal because it doesn't matter money line. It's I don't know. I think they're going to win by more than a field goal. Give me Hawaii at home. Stanford, one of the worst teams in the P4 in my opinion. Over under 52.5. I think I'm going to take the over because I think Hawaii is going to light up that scoreboard. I also think Stanford can move the ball and score some points. I don't think it'll all be heavy lifting by Hawaii, but I'm expecting, the Micah Alejado welcome college football fans to the Hawaii show, and you're gonna want to stay up till I don't know what time it is for you, Justice, but maybe 3 in the morning. You're gonna want to watch all of these games. Luckily we have an earlier time. I think it's at 7 o'clock.
It starts at 7:30 p.m. So p.m. Eastern. Yeah, so it won't be too bad.
But it'll be
it's not
during the season.
Eastern.
Yeah, but during the season, you're gonna want to watch. You're gonna want to watch San Jose State. You're gonna want to stay up to watch Hawaii. These are gonna be electric games.
I agree with you. I think Stanford is probably the worst P4 team. Maybe you make an argument they're bottom 2, but they're bad. Ben Gulbertson, I believe, is their starting quarterback. And he's got to have a doctorate by now. I think this is his 6th, 7th, 8th year in college. He's never done much. He was at Oregon State for a long time. They have Andrew Luck, Frank Reich. I'm not. I don't expect this to be a great season for Stanford. Hawaii, though, on the other hand, I think you're gonna love to see that Hawaii run and shoot offense of years gone come back here under Timmy Chang and Mike Alejado. The receivers, man, a plethora of receivers. Pofele Ashlock, Nick Cynical, Jackson Harris, Brandon White, man, if you told me at the end of the year that Hawaii's got 4 receivers with 600 yards, 700 yards or more, it would not shock me at all. They could have a couple, 2 or 3 1,000-yard receivers. So yeah, I think we have professed our love for Micah Alejado and the Hawaii offense, run and shoot offense, numerous times on the show. On this one, I'd give me Hawaii and minus 2.5. I think they win by more than a field goal. The over-under scares me because I don't know I'm scared how many points Stanford can contribute to that over-under.
Yeah.
I am not. I'm not a big Ben Gulbertson fan. A matter of fact, it looks like since we wrote this show sheet, I don't know, 7 hours ago or so, the spread's already dropped from 52.5 to 51.5 on ESPN. So we're not the only ones that are nervous, I think, about Stanford's ability to kind of hold up their end of the bargain to get that over under. But yeah, definitely agree. Give me Hawaii minus the 2.5 points. And then they're going to start us off, I think, with a big G5 versus P4 win.
Yeah, I think G5 goes 1-1. I think Kansas wins. I think Hawaii wins. Now let's get to the game that, I don't think a lot of people are going to say this, but this is the game of the week for the G5. Week 0, Conference USA matchup. Hate conference games week 1. Don't like it. Iowa State and Kansas State's doing it. Not a fan. But here we are. Sam Houston at Western Kentucky. Sam Houston. Honestly, this game sets the table for Conference USA.
Can be a big table setter, absolutely.
We think it's going to be Western Kentucky in the championship game against Liberty. But it could, if Sam Houston wins this game, it could very well be Sam Houston in that championship game because obviously they'll have the tiebreaker over Western Kentucky. We think that Western Kentucky will have enough with Maverick MacIver, Matthew Henry, that offense. It does lose a lot of defense, but was it Western Kentucky that brought over the defensive coordinator from Sam Houston, or is that
no, North Texas?
That was North Texas. Okay, so there's a lot of big losses also for Sam Houston. I just think there's a little bit more stability with Western Kentucky early on. Western Kentucky's favored by 10, over under 60.5. I don't think I'm betting like this game at all. Like I'm just gonna watch it because you've got Phil Longo's offense, North Carolina, Wisconsin. Now he's back to Sam Houston. I honestly think that Sam Houston this year is going to run the ball a lot more than people think. I think people are excited for Phil Longo. He's going to pass. I think they're going to run the ball a lot. I do like Western Kentucky's defensive line, but again, there's a lot of new players on this defense that you just got to kind of wait and see and how they're going to play. 10 points is a lot for a conference game. I don't feel great about either of those numbers, so I'm just going to watch this one.
Yeah, if I'm going to bet, I'm going to take Western Kentucky in the 10 points. Sam Houston, brand new coaching staff, tremendous amount of turnover on that defense. That defense does concern me for Sam Houston. You got Phil Longo there, Hunter Watson. I'm not sure Hunter Watson is like a great fit for what we've typically seen from a Phil Longo offense. And even a year ago, Sam Houston was kind of a control the ball, run the ball, play amazing defensive team. I don't see where the offense is going to be able to keep up with Western Kentucky. And I don't know that the defense has enough pieces to stop Western Kentucky on offense. So if I have to bet something, I'm taking Western Kentucky in the points. Maverick MacIver, Matthew Henry, KD Hutchinson, those are kind of the names to know for this Western Kentucky Hilltoppers offense. They bring over Maverick MacIver and the offensive coordinator, Rick, and I can't think of Rick Bowie from Western Kentucky. They both come over from Abilene Christian, where they, high flying, pass happy offense. OC quarterback reunited here at Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky's always kind of been an up tempo team. throw it around, and I think this is the year for Western Kentucky. It wouldn't shock me at the end of the season if Western Kentucky is not your representative for the G5 college football playoffs. I think from a pure record perspective, they are going to have one of the best records, if not the best record in all of G5. They don't play Liberty in the regular season, so the only chance they're going to play Liberty is in the championship game. Probably their two toughest games is they play Toledo from the MAC. If they can beat Toledo, then there's a real chance their only loss will come against SEC LSU. And so a one-loss team, I think there's a pathway for them to make it to the college football playoffs. So it's a big reason why Western Kentucky is one of our favorites. Why we have them ranked so high, because we think at the end of the day they're going to have a really, really good record. And so I think Western Kentucky gets things started off right, pedal to the floor, so to speak, and they don't let off the gas, and they just pour it on. Sam Houston here in week 0 to kind of start conference play and get themselves kind of set up to potentially be that representative in the G5 playoffs. So yeah, give me Western Kentucky and the 10 points. I don't think, if you look at the over-under, I don't think that Sam Houston is going to score enough points to be able to support that over-under, unless you think it's going to be like 50-10 or 46-14 or something along those lines. I personally would not be comfortable betting that. I'd rather take Western Kentucky minus the 10 points.
I want to get this in here before we call it a night. Ad lib here. We got Gabe Marshall asks, what do y'all think about ULM this season? I don't know if they're going to have the season like they did last year. I think last year was a pretty great team. Zach Palmer-Smith is going to be a great asset. You got Deshaun Ford, who will be, I think, a guy coming up to be reckoned with in the coming years. But you look at their schedule, probably win against St. Francis, more than likely go into Alabama, probably lose. UTEP, the game is a little bit more winnable here, but I definitely think UTEP has a good chance to win that game. UTEP is a scary team. Then you have Arkansas State. I would expect Arkansas State to win that. Northwestern, that could be an upset game. I just don't love Northwestern. Coastal Carolina, I feel like you got to go play on that teal field. I think UL Monroe can win, but at that point, Coastal Carolina is going to be figuring out who they are at that point. But I don't hate that one. You got Troy, Southern Miss, Old Dominion, South Alabama, Texas State, and Louisiana. That's a tough stretch. You get Troy, Southern Miss, Old Dominion, South Alabama, Texas State, Louisiana, all tough games. I mean, it's going to probably be tough to win a game in that stretch. So not too high on ULM for me personally.
Yeah, I mean, I think for ULM to get where they want to go, they have to show some progression in that passing offense, right? Like, last year it was basically how many times can we hand Ahmad Hardy the ball and try and play solid defense, and that worked, right, for a big part of the year. But they kind of have to have some progression. They have to be better at passing the ball if they want to kind of get over that hump. I think the running game is going to be strong. I think the defense is going to be okay. For me, it really boils down, if they're going to take that next step and to get to bowl eligibility, the passing offense has to improve. And that's probably the biggest question mark for me. Like to Luke's point, yeah, I feel good about Zach Palmer-Smith, Deshaun Ford, Braylon McReynolds. They got a stable of really good running backs there. I'm a big fan of defensive end Billy Pullen. I think he's going to have a big year for the Warhawks, but Aiden Armenta, like for them to get where they want to be, Aiden Armenta is going to have to really show that he can, improve the passing offense for the Warhawks to kind of get to that 6 wins and to get to bowl eligibility. While we're talking about the Sun Belt, Timothy Ladiolas says the Sun Belt has 4 legitimate teams that can run the table: Louisiana, Old Dominion, James Madison, and South Alabama. I would also throw in the West, I would say Arkansas State and Texas State. I don't know if they're out of conferences, but I think Arkansas State and Texas State are 2 teams that can certainly win the Sun Belt West. So the Sun Belt, I think, once again, is, in my opinion, the strongest conference top to bottom in the G5. And it's going to be tough for any Sun Belt team to kind of, quote, run the table, so to speak. But if there's a Sun Belt team that does, they 100,000% deserve to be the college football playoff. We'll see if that happens for the Sun Belt here in 2025.
If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. If on X, give us a follow. And if you're listening to us on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, please subscribe and leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. We are so grateful for the immense amount of support we have received, and we sincerely thank each and every one of you. Be sure to join us next week as we discuss what happened in Week 0. We look forward to the full slate of G5 games for Week 1 of the 2025 season, and as always, bring you up to date on all the latest news and happenings in the world of G5 college football. But until then, we are the G5 Hive.